So these digital poetry cabinets obviously have a digital poem on them. As I said, it's not interactive at this point, but the video poems I quite like because what they are is they're exploring these old photographs from the Brisbane Housing Authority. So the Brisbane Housing Authority for a while, for some reason, was taking pictures of the exteriors and interiors of homes. Now we think some of these homes might be sort of government-owned housing, but some of them don't seem that way. What I love about them is that they're all staged. So these are staged little worlds. Taken in the 1950s and 60s, these, I guess, are what home was supposed to be. They were what houses and communities and interior and exterior spaces where we live are supposed to be. And so I intentionally made a series of sort of glitch digital poems. Each one has about 12 different layers to it. Each one is about 6-7 minutes long. And the idea is it sort of glitches through each of these old photographs, and then the poems directly come from those photographs. So to make this, you have to use some generative coding. You play around with the images and how those translate into the text. And then obviously it spits out video output. And I quite love it. I think it's quite pretty. And maybe I'll put a version online for you. Maybe. So come on, I'll show you that. Oh, maybe I'll stop here for a second. We used for the titles for each of these little didactic panels, I recreated what would be the old library card catalogs, the old library cards. And so these are some of the examples of some of the actual images that came from the archives that I used, and these are descriptions of the individual works. And so, for example, this one is dealing with the outside of houses. And this is down the street, from down the street, down backwards glitches, evidence of a welcome leap between houses, so close, so close. A worker's cottage for $1 million, roofs, rain, carpets of grass, sleep from the sun-painted edges upwards. And some of this content, or some of these digital poems, also deal with it's kind of this recent trend in Brisbane of real estate prices going insane. By recent, I mean the last decade. And so these old workers' cottages now are or not multi, but they're now $1 million houses, which I find kind of odd and distressing. But this is the second cabinet, so we use two of these, and there's two different video artworks. And this is the second card for this. Second one. Come on. And this is the house interior. So we have exterior and the interior. And here are some of the different archive elements that I used.